Hello everyone. Now we will do the poem In the Bazaars of Hyderabad, written by Sarojini Naidu. This poem was written during the British Raj in India. At that time, our social activists were urging everybody to boycott British stuff and instead buy from the Indian markets. So, at this time, whatever a social activist wrote, it was banned from the newspapers. So, Sarojini Naidu thought that writing this poem might help help people to know that they can instead buy from the Indian traditional markets and what all is available there. So, let us first have a look at the poem. What do you sell, O ye merchants? Richly your wares are displayed, turbans of crimson and silver, tunics of purple brocade, mirrors with panels of amber, daggers with handles of jade. What do you weigh, O ye vendors? Saffron and lentil and rice. What do you grind, O ye maidens? Sandalwood, henna and spice. What do you call, O ye peddlers? Chessmen and ivory dice. What do you make, O ye goldsmiths? Wristlet and anklet and ring. Bells for the feet of blue pigeons, frail as a dragonfly's wing. Girdles of gold for dancers, scabbards of gold for the king. What do you cry, O ye fruitmen? Citron, pomegranate and plum. What do you play, O ye musicians? Sitar, sarangi and drum. What do you chant, O magicians? Spells for eons to come. What do you weave, O ye flower girls? With tassels of azure and red, crowns for the brow of a bridegroom, chaplets to garland his bed, sheets of white blossoms, new garnered to perfume the sleep of the dead. So, now let us understand the poem stanza wise. Firstly, you must understand, she is describing this vivid picture of a bazaar, and you must have gone to many bazaars in India. So, there are always these wonderful vivid colors all around you, and somewhere somebody is selling something, somewhere there are sweets being made, somewhere there is a jewelry shop, somewhere clothes are being sold, somewhere there is a flower shop. So, we have all these variety of things in one place, and the fragrance and the aroma is just amazing. So, this is what is described in this poem. Let us explain it. What do you sell, O ye merchants? Richly your wares are displayed, turbans of crimson and silver, tunics of purple brocade, mirrors with panels of amber, daggers with handles of jade. So, what is happening here? This is like a conversation, like a question and answer round between the poet and the people in the market. So, first the poet, Sarojini Naidu, she goes to the merchants and she asks, what do you sell? So, they reply that they are selling different wares of maybe gold, silver and various such metals, and they are selling turbans of silver, and they are selling purple and all sorts of colorful dresses. Along with it, they are also selling mirrors with the wood of amber, and they are selling daggers with the handle of the jade. Then she goes to the vendors, as we read in the second paragraph. What do you weigh, O ye vendors, saffron, lentil and rice? What do you grind, O ye maidens, sandalwood, henna and spice? What do you call, O ye peddlers, chessmen and ivory dice? So, here she first goes to the vendors and asks them, what are you weighing? Because they say that they are basically selling saffron and lentil and rice, and they are weighing them and selling them according to their price. And next she goes to the maidens and asks them, what are they grinding? They say that they are grinding spice and sandalwood and henna which is put on the hand. Next she goes to the peddlers and asks them, what are they calling aloud? You know, they are calling out some names in the street for people to buy them, buy the things from them. So, they are calling out the chessmen, the chess pieces which are made up of ivory. They are selling those. Next stanza. What do you make, O ye goldsmith? Wristlet and anklet and ring, bells for the feet of blue pigeons, frail as a dragonfly's wing, girdles of gold for dancers, scabbards of gold for the king. Now next she goes to the jewelers, the goldsmiths, And she asks them, okay, what are you making here? So they tell her that they're making all sorts of jewelry, wristlets for the wrist, anklets for the ankles, rings for the hands, and then they say they're making tiny blue bells to be tied around the feet of the pigeons, so that you will hear them come and go. And they say that they're as delicate as a dragon's wings. And then they also say they're making bands of gold for the dancers, and they're making various things for the king. Next stanza. What do you cry, O ye fruitmen, citron, pomegranate and plum? What do you play, O musicians, sitar, sarangi and drum? What do you chant, O magicians, spells for eons to come? So now next she goes to the fruitmen. She asks, what are they crying aloud? What do they want everybody else to buy? They say that they want citron and pomegranate and plum are what they are selling in the market. Next, then she even goes to the musicians and the magicians which are there in the Indian market. So you understand there are these plethora of people who are there in the market, and when she mentions the musicians and the magicians as well, it gives us an all around image of the bazaar. So the musicians, they are playing sitar and sarangi and drums, which are all various types of musical instruments. And then she goes to the magicians, who say that they are chanting spells for all the ages that would be coming after them, all the generations that would be coming. Next, what do you weave, O ye flower girls, with tassels of azure and red, crowns for the brow of a bridegroom, chaplets to garland his bread, sheaths of white blossoms new garner to perfume the sleep of the dead. So finally she goes to the flower girls and she asks them, okay, you have such beautiful threads of blue, gold and red, and what are you weaving with them? So they talk about two contrasting things. One, they say they are weaving the garlands that the bride and groom put on each other's necks during weddings, and the flowers and all the garlands that are put on their bed during their wedding night. So firstly they are weaving that, and secondly they are also weaving white flowers garlands to be put on the bodies of the dead, so that there even the pyre, it has a perfume of its own, it has a fragrance of its own. So this was about the poem's explanation.